You're over 25. You're doing your best, maybe eating cleaner, cutting back on junk, maybe even listening to health tips from your doctor. But here's the truth most men never hear. Some of the very foods you think are helping you could be quietly killing your testosterone. That gut fat you can't shake. The low energy, low motivation, lower libido you've started brushing off as just aging. That might not be time catching up, it could be your diet, sabotaging you from the inside. Because inside this video, you're going to uncover 3 so-called health foods that drain your hormones like a leaky pipe, along with the simple food swaps that can help rebuild your T levels, naturally. We've also got one overlooked mineral that could unshackle your testosterone starting today, and almost no one is talking about it. These stories are real. The science is real. And if you stick with me to the end, you'll have the power to take back your strength, energy, and masculine edge without pills, gimmicks, or guesswork. This isn't about becoming superhuman. It's about you feeling like you again. Strong, clear, alive. Here's the problem no one warns you about. Healthy doesn't always mean hormone-friendly. In fact, some of the very foods you've been taught to trust, soy products, vegetable oils, even raw greens, can quietly sabotage your testosterone without a single obvious warning sign. And it's not your fault. Labels say heart healthy. Doctors say it's fine. Trainers recommend it. But what they leave out is how these foods behave inside a man's body, especially a body over 25. Testosterone doesn't drop like a rock overnight. It slips. Slowly. Silently. One molecule at a time. And while you're trying to do the right thing, those foods start blocking absorption, disrupting key hormone pathways, and messing with blood flow until one day you realize, I don't feel like myself anymore. Soft where you used to be strong. Tired where you used to be fueled. Numb where you used to be alive. The good news. Once you see the enemies, you can fight back. Let's begin with Carlos, a hardworking man who swapped burgers for soy and almost lost his edge because of it. Carlos was doing everything right, or so he thought. At 43, he'd started taking his health seriously. Between work, raising 2 kids, and weekend soccer, he didn't have hours for the gym, but he cleaned up his diet. Out went the burgers and grilled meats. In came the soy shakes, tofu stir-fries, and veggie burgers. A TV doctor called it a longevity move. 6 months in, the Mirror told a different story. I was sleeping 8 hours and still waking up exhausted, Carlos told his urologist, Dr. Molina. I felt dull, in my body, in my mind. Even my wife noticed I wasn't really present anymore. He'd gained about 9 pounds belly first. His workouts felt heavy. His libido had flatlined. Dr. Molina ran the labs. Carlos's free testosterone was down 38%, a massive drop in just half a year. The culprit. Phytoestrogens, compounds in soy that mimic estrogen and compete with testosterone at the receptor level. They don't boost balance, they block power. Your body thinks it's getting female signals, Dr. Molina explained. Your testosterone can't speak. Carlos switched. Grass-fed beef twice a week, added lentils, fatty fish. Within 3 months, his energy surged, belly shrank, and his drive returned. Dude, he told Dr. Molina, laughing, I'm me again. Now let's talk about Javier and the so-called heart-healthy oil that nearly sidelined his manhood. Javier was 54. A proud dad, semi-retired contractor, and the kind of guy who still grilled on Sundays. But lately, something felt off. He wasn't lazy, but he always felt drained. His blood pressure was running high. And when it came to intimacy, it wasn't just less frequent. It felt distant. Forced. Like something was misfiring, and neither of them could say why. But Javier was trying. He'd swapped butter for margarine, started cooking with corn oil instead of lard. Doctor said it's better for the heart, he told a friend. His doctor ran vascular tests and found something deeper, endothelial dysfunction. That's the slippery inner lining of your blood vessels. When it's inflamed, it can't release nitric oxide, properly, which means poor blood flow, especially where men need it most. Here's the kicker, he wasn't sick, he was inflamed. And the source? High omega-6 seed oils, corn, soybean, safflower, found in nearly every processed bottle. Dr. A switched him to extra virgin olive oil. Added in wild salmon, walnuts, avocado. 2 months later, blood pressure dropped. Stamina returned. Bedroom confidence, back. His wife leaned over one night and whispered, You've got your spark back. If you're cooking with seed oils, Javier's story is your smoke signal. But the healthy deception runs deeper. Let's talk about Miguel and how his green smoothies turned against him. Miguel was 60, a former firefighter who treated his health like a mission. Woke up early. hit the gym 4 times a week, made his green smoothie every morning, banana, almond milk, a heaping handful of raw spinach. It was his go-to formula, clean, simple, disciplined. But over time, something changed. His joints started aching. He was dragging through the afternoons. Gym pumps disappeared. And worst of all, that grounded, energized male presence he always felt, it faded. I was eating to feel better, Miguel told his nutritionist. But I was feeling worse. They reviewed his routine, and one red flag lit up: all that raw spinach. Every single day, the issue. Oxalates, natural plant compounds found in high amounts in raw spinach. They bind to zinc, a mineral men must have for making testosterone. Without zinc, your body can't operate the machinery that powers T production. Blood tests confirmed it. Miguel was zinc deficient, despite his dialed-in diet. The adjustment. He started lightly sautéing his spinach. Cooking neutralizes oxalates. He added pumpkin seeds, oysters, a few Brazil nuts here and there. 4 weeks later, his energy was up, sleep deeper, recovery quicker. Even the cleanest diets can quietly throw off your hormone balance. So what should go on your plate to feed testosterone? Let's break out 3 food heroes that fuel your fire naturally. Now that you've cleared the traps: soy, seed oils, raw greens, it's time to rebuild. And the good news? You don't need a supplement cabinet. Just smarter food choices that work with your body, not against it. First up, beetroot. This deep red root naturally boosts nitric oxide, the molecule that drives circulation and blood flow. Better pumps in the gym. Better function in the bedroom. It's nature's pre-workout. Next, broccoli. It's rich in sulforaphane, a compound that helps your liver detoxify excess estrogen, a huge deal for men. Remember, testosterone isn't just about how much you have, it's about your T to E ratio, testosterone to estrogen. Broccoli keeps that scale tilted in your favor. And then there's white mushrooms. These aren't just low-cal snacks, they contain natural aromatase inhibitors, which help stop your testosterone from being converted into estrogen. None of this is extreme. None of it's complicated. Add these 3 foods to your rotation this week, and chances are you'll feel something change by the weekend. You've got momentum now. But if you stuck with me, there's one final upgrade, a secret mineral most men never hear about, but it could unlock everything. Let's talk about boron, a mineral you've probably never thought about, but one that could quietly unlock your full potential. Here, the key. Most of your testosterone isn't free. It's bound by a protein called SHBG, like handcuffs on your hormone power. Even if your total T looks okay, if too much is bound up, it's useless to your body. But boron, it tells SHBG to back off, freeing up more active testosterone so you can actually feel the difference. You'll find it in simple, everyday foods: avocados, dates, raisins, and prunes. Add just a little regularly and you might finally start seeing the results of all your hard work. One mineral. Big shift. Gentlemen, your energy, your drive, your strength, they don't have to fade into the background. They can be rebuilt naturally. And it starts with the smallest, most powerful decision: what goes on your plate. Today, you saw how foods like soy, seed oils, and raw spinach, often seen as healthy, can quietly sabotage your testosterone and stall your vitality. But you also discovered better options. Beetroot, broccoli, mushrooms, boron, smart, simple shifts that don't just feed your body, they fuel your fire. If this helped you or made a light bulb go off, hit like, subscribe, and share it with a brother or friend who might be silently diminishing. And if you're ready to reclaim your edge, drop the word strength in the comments below, because the world needs strong men, clear-minded, energized, and fully alive. And it starts one forkful at a time. Fire.